We're talking about history's most bizarre trial, the story of a fella named Pope Formosus and what happened after he checked out. It's called the Cadaver Synod, and believe me, it was a real gutter ball for the papacy. So, to really get what's happening here, we gotta roll back the clock to a real messy time in Rome, man. Way back. The chair of St. Peter wasn't so much a holy office as it was a political prize, man. Something the big shot Roman families and foreign kings were fucking wrestling over. See, man, the whole thing goes back to this cat named Charlemagne. For a while, his big Frankish empire was like the stabilizing force for the papacy. He was a protector. But after he was gone, his empire crumbled, and that old order just fucking fell apart. Without a strong emperor to keep things in line, it was a free-for-all, man. Now, you had a couple of major teams in this league, a couple of factions really vying for power. First, you got the Spoletans. These guys were a fucking powerful Italian family, man, a real dynasty. You had Guy the Third, his son Lambert, and the matriarch of the whole shebang, Empress Agiltrude, a real formidable woman, man. And in the other lane, you had the last remnants of the old guard, the Carolingians. The main player here was a German king, Arnulf of Carinthia. What's with these names, man? Where was I? Oh, right, yeah. The stakes? Well, man, the stakes were for all the marbles, man. The title of Holy Roman Emperor. And there was only one guy who could hand out that trophy, the fucking Pope. So the papacy became this political hot potato. Everybody wanted a pope who was on their side, who would crown their guy. And that brings us to the man at the center of this whole sordid affair, a fella named Formosus, the man of the hour. Who was this Formosus, man? So to get why they dig a guy up, you gotta get the guy, you know?